Hey guys, welcome back. And today's read aloud is called Dolly Does Her Job. And it is written by Susan Langlois, illustrated by Daniela Frangia. And I actually taught at the same school as Miss Langlois. Okay, what do you think this book is going to be about? Okay, let's look at the picture. Looks like a flag. Let's see what that says. It says Roth School. So maybe Dolly has a job at a school. Let's check it out. There's a dog in here. She scooped me up from the lonely hole and combed out my hairy knots. Hello there, furry friend. I'm Dee. She took me home and made a comfy bed. I was happy to say goodbye to the lonely hole. Day after day, Dee brushed my hair into a shiny, bouncy hairdo. You are as pretty as a doll, she said. You are my Dolly. That's a nice name for me, I thought. Soon I learned tricks like come, sit, and stay. I practiced and practiced for many weeks. My favorite trick was snuggle. Nobody had to teach me that. I just knew. One day after I'd done all the tricks right, Dee exclaimed, You've done a great job, Dolly. I love doing my job. Tomorrow, Dee said, you'll be working in a place with lots of children. Children? I'll be with you all day long, Dee added. You'll do a great job. I wasn't so sure about that. So it looks like Dolly may be going into the school. The next day was the first day of school. I never could have imagined a place like this. There were so many kids. They were inside and outside, coming and going. Some had bags, some had boxes. They were everywhere. The kids stared and stared at me. I guess they could never have imagined a working dog like me. Come in, the kindergarten teacher said. Dee pointed to my vest. This vest is worn so that everyone will know Dolly is working. Oh, so that's why I'm wearing this, I thought. During reading class, the teacher told the kids to go and read together, but a boy named Tony didn't want to. So I sat with him. Thump, thump, thump. A drum was beating very fast inside his chest. It was time to snuggle. I just knew. Soon the beating of his drum slowed down. Tony didn't talk to the other kids, but he whispered in my ear, I don't like school. My pretty hairdo drooped a little. I wasn't sure I liked school either. So what was beating in his chest? Maybe it was Tony's heart. During recess, a girl named Bessie was sad. I stayed with her and felt little raindrops plop on my head. I want to go home, she said. It was time to snuggle again. I just knew. I snuggled in Bessie's arms until the raindrops stopped falling. So were those really raindrops falling? No, I think Bessie was so sad that she started crying. Oh, look at this. I just realized this. Look at this. Bessie has a cochlear implant in her ear. Cochlear implant helps people that are hard of hearing hear things. That's cool. After recess, I heard a strange noise. Buzz, buzz, buzz. I thought it might mean danger. I ran out of school, pushing the doors open and pulling Dee as hard as I could. As the children followed us, staring at me, it turned out to only be a fire drill. I was embarrassed. Well, Dolly did right though, because when there's a fire drill, we should exit the school. We shouldn't stay inside. Okay? So it was kind of right. When we returned to the classroom, I wanted to snuggle with them, but they snuggled with me first. They just knew. At noon, the school was filled with the smells of food. One boy told a silly story about a dog who ate people food and turned into a person. Then the boy barked like a dog. Woof! Everyone laughed at the silly story. Bessie and Tony. His barks didn't really sound like a dog, but I still thought it was pretty funny. Later that afternoon, the teacher said, "Let's learn about numbers." Some of the kids showed their pouty faces. "I don't know how to count," said one. "I don't like numbers," said another. The teacher said, "Dolly has 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 legs. 1, 2. 4 is greater than 2. That means Dolly has more legs than we do." The pouty-faced kids counted their legs and my legs. Then they turned their pouts upside down. I didn't know that I had more legs than people. I helped the kids learn. I stood up straight and my hairdo did too. After math, the teacher told the kids to draw the best part of their day. Bessie drew a picture of her and me standing on the green grass with a big yellow sun in the sky. No raindrops. She's my friend. I was sure about that. So she's having a good time now. Remember she was outside with tears falling? The teacher put all the pictures on the wall. The upside down pouty faces drew me and Tony did too. I looked at the wall pictures and saw drawings of me everywhere. "Do you think Dolly could have one of the pictures?" Dee asked the teacher. Tony ran to give Dee his picture. "Yup, he stepped on my paw." "I am sorry, Dolly," he said, but I didn't mind. At 3 o'clock, the kids said goodbye to each other, the teacher and even me. "See ya, Dolly," they said. Tony shook my paw and Bessie hugged me. Back at home, Dee removed my pink vest. "What a day!" she exclaimed. She was right. What a day. I had stayed with Bessie on the playground, sat with Tony in reading class, and learned about numbers, and helped the other kids learn too. When I first started working, I didn't understand what my job was going to be. I thought I would come, sit, and stay. And that's all. I suppose any dog can do those things. But my job is to help kids. I closed my eyes and thought about tomorrow. I was going to do a great job. I was sure about that. Dee stroked my shaggy head. She had rescued me, loved me, and helped me do a great job. Now it was time for us to snuggle. I just knew. Okay, guys, and this is an actual true story. It says behind the story. So it says Dolly arrived at her new home with fear and sadness in her eyes. Do you guys remember where they found Dolly? They found her in like a little ditch, a hole. And she needed a bath and everything. Dolly's fur was so tangled and messy that several shampoos were necessary. Okay? Dolly's yearbook photo clearly shows her love of life. So there she is. They found Dolly and cleaned her on up. Dolly and her friend Jenna enjoy a book, laugh, and snuggle. The Goff family, or Goff. We have John, Minnie, Dee, and Yogi, and Zorro, Dolly, and Daisy. So it looks like the family that rescued Dolly, they have 5 dogs now. Okay, it says Dolly pays it forward by helping young children the same way Dee and John helped her, with love and snuggles. Pretty cool book. Okay, guys, let's ask some quick comprehension questions. What do you remember from the story? What was Dolly's favorite trick or favorite thing to do? Dolly loved to snuggle. Do you guys love snuggling? I have a dog named Gizmo, and I love snuggling with him. Why did Dolly wear that vest? She wore the vest to let people know that she was working. So sometimes you guys might go out maybe to the airport or to the store and you see a dog inside the store, but they have on the vest. So that means they are working. So you shouldn't run up to them and try to pet them. Maybe your parents could ask if you could pet them, but they're working, so maybe they're helping that person pick out their groceries or get from one side of the room to the other, okay? How did the kids feel after meeting Dolly? At first, they were kind of scared, nervous. They didn't want to be at school. Remember, it was their first day of kindergarten. It's kind of scary. First time being anywhere is scary. So after meeting Dolly, they were happy and excited about school. They wanted to learn, play games and stuff with their friends. Okay, so Dolly made them like school better. Okay, guys. Until next time, that was Dolly Does Her Job. And you guys can get this book on Amazon Prime. See ya. Bye.